morning, everyone. This is Fareha Kashif speaking live from Point Media in Boston. The weather update for today is no different than the two preceding days. A massive hurricane. We've got breaking news. At 8:46 a.m. today, an American flight crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York. And just now, another aircraft crashed into the South Tower. We think that America and its people are under attack. Let's go and check out the scene of the two twin towers. The second plane collapsed the moment it came in contact with the buildings. There is so much smoke on the buildings that it makes it difficult to make out the buildings from one another. And just now, another flight has crashed into the Pentagon. As you can see that the building has caught fire. There are flames arising. The buildings are engulfed in smoke, thick black smoke. The buildings are on the verge of collapsing. The FAA has ordered all aircraft to land at the nearest airport for the first time in American history. And you can see the North Tower, the top of the North Tower has already collapsed, and its dust and its remains are destroying all the other buildings in the area. The entire area is dominant with smoke, and the smoke is engulfing everything. It is consuming everything in its way. This is extremely shocking and astounding, and it is the first time that something like this has happened in the history of New York. Contact with Noor Ahmed, who will be updating us from New York further about the situation.
This is Noor Ahmed live from New York, where a plane crash has shook the world. It's 9:52 here in New York, exactly an hour after a plane crash on the southern tip of Manhattan. You are looking at the World Trade Center. We don't know if it was a commercial aircraft, and we don't know about injuries in the building or people on the ground, but obviously this has potential for being a major disaster. Areas around the World Trade Center, as you can see, have been completely wrecked. Rescue operations have started taking place, but they're proving difficult due to the extreme amounts of smoke caused by the wreckage. Survivors are still in shock. 2,000 bodies, still in counting, have been pronounced dead, with hundreds being injured, transferred to nearby hospitals as the government declares this a federal emergency. Numbers of deaths are piling up, and the situation is turning more critical by the minute. We can only hope to recover the damage this has given rise to. I will be giving the floor over to Nabeera Aamir, who will be speaking live from Rochester.
Hello, this is Nabeera Aamir reporting live from Rochester. Now our news channel will be getting in contact with eyewitnesses.
What? The building collapsed. Part of the building collapsed. At least that's what I think happened. Everybody's running like...
No, they evacuated everybody down. All right, they finally went to the bus. Thank you. Yeah. pretty clear at one point, and then there's a whole bunch of smoke and glass. And I think we're just about the last ones in this building right now. I think you should leave. Everybody else is gone.
Okay.
I'll just make sure that there's nobody else coming downstairs.
What happened?
I hear the top of the building fell down. Fell over on us. I don't know. I haven't even seen outside yet.
What happened? It collapsed. The top floors collapsed down. I saw it blow and then ran like hell. Thank God. I'm 69, but I can still run.
At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is capture real moments of what's going on.
What'd you see?
Everything. I saw chaos. It's just chaos out here. It really is. So the Twin Towers fall. It's amazing. It's crazy.
Take two. Take two and 2, 1. This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way!
Now we will be getting in contact with Mahnoor Siddiqui, who will be reporting live from New York.
Good morning, this is Mahnoor Siddiqui reporting live from Point Media in New York. After the devastating news of the plane crash, we know that at 10:03 a.m., hijacked flight United Flight 93 crashed into a field in Shanksville in Pennsylvania. The plane's target was believed to be the U.S. Capitol. The passengers on the board tried to gain control of the flight and divert the hijackers after learning of the other attacks. After this event, the president of our country, George Walker Bush, has got some views about this event. So let's see what he has got to talk about this topic.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. These acts shattered steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve. America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world, and no one will keep that light from shining. Today, our nation saw evil, the very worst of human nature, and we responded with the best of America, with the daring of our rescue workers, with the caring for strangers and neighbors who came to give blood and help in any way they could. Immediately following the first attack, I implemented our government's emergency response plans. Our military is powerful, and it's prepared. Our emergency teams are working in New York City and Washington, D.C. to help with local rescue efforts. Our first priority is to get help to those who have been injured and to take every precaution to protect our citizens at home and around the world from further attacks.
Good morning, my name is Inaaya Hameed and I am reporting live from New Jersey. The 4 flights that hit the World Trade Center have caused extensive damage to the building, as well as the roads. The road conditions in New York are really bad.
Crowds are running for shelter from the clouds of dust and the contents falling out from the building. This is a major disaster. Huge amount of smoke is erupting from the burned buildings. Some fortunate people are saved and are dust-ridden and have suffered minor injuries. Some people are not that lucky enough. People are rushing blindly away from the building for a good shelter. The flames are clearly visible and the contents in the building are falling out. The roads are full of stampeding people running away from the building for their lives. There are no cars visible as the security personnel have assured away all the traffic from the scene. Let's get in contact with Raahima Hussain, who will be updating us from Washington regarding the situation of the stock market, which has been adversely impacted.
This is Raahima Hussain speaking live from Point Media in Washington. At the moment, the initial shock caused the global stock market to decline sharply. The attacks themselves resulted in approximately $40 billion insurance losses, making it one of the largest insurance events ever. Many trading brokerage and other financial firms had offices in the World Trade Center and were unable to function in the wake of the tragic loss of life and collapse of both towers. The market fell 684 points, a 7% decline, setting a record at the time for the biggest loss in exchange history for one trading day. Major stock hits were airline and insurance industries. The impact on business is significant. Gold prices leaped from $215.50 an ounce to $287 plus gas, and oil prices also shot upward as fear emerged that oil imports from the Middle East would be curtailed.